You know, as our nation protests and mourns the death of Houston native George Floyd, many of us are looking for comfort and truly a solution.
One of the well-respected voices in our community is Dr. Rudy Rasmus, pastor at St. John's downtown. And Pastor, first of all, thank you so much for joining us today on such short notice. I know, obviously, you have seen the anger, the outpouring, the support, frustration after George Floyd's death. But I want to know, what do you make of the fact it's the year 2020 and racial inequality and injustice still seems to be where it was decades ago?
Well, first of all, it's good to be with you, and second of all, I'm disappointed. I mean, I have been waiting since I was maybe 8 years old for things to change. I was just telling a friend the other day that I was driving down the street, police car pulled behind me, and I got as nervous on Saturday as I did in my early teenage years, and that shouldn't be the case. I've been hoping and praying for racial equality to become a reality in this country. I continue to hope and pray, but now we are at a point where we're at a crossroads, and at this crossroads, something beyond hoping and praying has to transpire.
So, Pastor Rudy, where do we begin? Because let's call it a beginning. Because I mean, we haven't really truly started if we're still dealing with this in 2020. Correct?
Right.
How do we do this together as a community, as a society, as neighbors, strangers? How do we do this? How can we just lock arms, lock hearts, and move forward?
You know, the one thing that I've been really pondering is the silence of my friends who are not ethnic minorities. I think the one way to begin this shift, this movement, would be for those who are not black, brown, and other to use their voices and platforms to speak to injustice, to speak to inequality, and to say a word. You know, these are not the times to stand by. You know, our friends to stand by and to not express their righteous indignation with the occurrences that are taking place in our country, and that will be the difference. You know, I'm even like my in the faith community, I am waiting for the statement from my evangelical brothers and sisters. I'm waiting on the statement from my card-carrying church folk, pastors and leaders who are not ethnic minorities, to use their platforms, use their pulpits to begin to speak to change in this country.
It's got to be so frustrating, Pastor. I can't imagine. That silence must be deafening, and as we mentioned with the officers earlier, standing by and doing nothing doesn't make anyone any better, right? I mean, that means they're complicit. Help start this conversation, and I know maybe I'm bringing up like a lightning rod. There are people out there who say, oh, well, white lives matter and all lives matter. Doesn't that just underscore the fact that there is a fundamental misunderstanding of the way ethnic minorities have been treated in our country, not just for decades, but for generations? I know that people may mean well, but I feel like there is a level of ignorance out there, Pastor, that we just simply must acknowledge.
Yeah, and you know, at the core of that lives mattering conversation is the reality that for 400 years, now, y'all, we're not talking about, you know, a couple of decades. We're talking about a few centuries that black lives have not mattered. That's why you can't even connect the two concepts together in terms of identifying who else life matters when we have denied literally life and existence to an entire demographic of people for 400 years. I mean, this is not a new conversation. I'm 63 years old. I grew up in Houston, Texas, drinking from a colored-only water fountain, using the colored-only restroom, and going through some establishments through the back door. I never understood it. I never understood how a so-called just society could even justify that. But then we bring that all forward, and we see a gentleman with his hands in his pocket and his knee on a man's neck, and the picture is painted clearly that your life doesn't matter, so much so I don't even have to put my hands on you. I can just put my knee on your neck. And that is where we have to begin the conversation. We've got to get the knees of oppression off the necks of people of color in this country so that we can begin the conversation. We can't begin the conversation until we are free to stand up and say the truth as to what our realities are right now.
And Pastor, I know that you lean on your faith during this time, as many of us do. We pray for healing, we pray for strength, but the challenge that we're facing right now in this country, it's sort of like a triple scoop here. We've got an issue of racism, we've got this pandemic, we've got hurricane season, the political uproar in this country, and so we have a Sunday of unrest. And so we can lean on prayer, but you're also saying we need to do these challenges together and come together and not pit each other against each other, because, I mean, hate spews hate.
Yes. My non-black friends have been reaching out to me. And, I know people all over the world and people all over the planet have been saying, Rudy, what can I do? Okay. First of all, thank you for caring enough to just holler at me, to just reach out to me. That means a lot. But now that you have, you can begin to say, you know what? Something ain't right. And I'm going to stand with Rudy. If you don't know anybody else, you know me, you're standing with me, and then we'll stand with the others. We'll stand with those young people who have been expressing their anger and rage in the streets, in cities around this country. It's just a, in my work with the homeless community over the last 30 years, the one thing I discovered was the notion of one last thing happening in a person's life to the point where they couldn't take it anymore. Well, in 1964, Fannie Lou Hamer was speaking to a group in New York City at Williams Institutional AME Church. And in that speech, she said, I am sick and tired of being sick and tired. And guess what? I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I'm tired of this. And the only way we move forward is together. But together means together.
Well, that's perfectly said there, Pastor. We got to leave it there. We're tight on time, but thank you so much again for joining our program. Obviously, this is a conversation, as Courtney said, is just the beginning. We need to be having this conversation every single day with everyone in our circles, regardless of their skin color.
Thank you all so much.
Thanks, Pastor Rudy.
Pastor Rudy. We'll be right back.
Appreciate you.
We'll be right back.